Alrighty guys, the last thing I want you guys to do today is the structure of a skeletal muscle sheet. So you are going to need some colored pencils, or markers. You need red, orange, blue, green, yellow, and purple. So if you don't have those yet, hit pause, come back to me in a second once you've got those, but you will need those colors. So what we're looking at here is a skeletal muscle, and we just learned in a previous video that skeletal muscles are the muscles that are attached to bone. So these are what we think of as muscles. So what we're looking at here, and you can kind of see it in this image down here, is a muscle that's been kind of cut in half. So, and it's, excuse me, and it's been enlarged here at the top. So there's just a couple of different structures of a muscle that we need to know. So what I'm going to do, even though it's a little different order than it's on your paper, I'm going to do the structures first, starting from smallest to largest, and then I'm going to do some of those connective tissue layers. So if you will grab a purple, we will start with that first. So the purple is for a muscle fiber, or you could also call it a muscle cell. Let me get a good purple here. Okay. So that is, if you go all the way on the right, it is this structure here. Okay. So what I'm coloring, what's kind of poking out here on the right, is one muscle fiber, or one muscle cell. Okay. Now if I wanted to, I could color in this too. I could color in another one and another one. Okay. Or if I wanted to get real fancy, which I'm sure most of you want to, is I could even go over to this other side of the muscle and color those in as well. So again, you can kind of see they kind of bundle up or build up to something bigger. But everything that we've done purple, that is a muscle fiber or a muscle cell. Okay? If I were to put a bunch of them together, I have one fascicle. So kind of if you look at, we'll do this one. This right here is one fascicle. And then this right here is one fascicle. So I think on your sheet it tells you just to color one of them. So if you will grab your yellow, let me get a yellow here. And we will color this one right here. So hopefully your coloring looks a little bit better than mine. Let me get it bigger. Yeah, this might help a little. So if you will color that in yellow. So again, if I put, like, the smallest unit we're looking at for right now is a muscle fiber. If I put a bunch of those together, then that's when I get a fascicle. And then once I group all the fascicles together, then I get a whole muscle. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Okay. Some of the other things that I want you to color, they are connective tissue layers. So we have an epimysium, an endomysium, and a paramysium. So depending on where they're located. So let's start, we'll go again, smallest to largest. So we'll start with the endomysium. So you're going to need a green, and basically this is the connective tissue that's around a muscle fiber. So we colored the muscle fibers purple. So if you look, it is going to be all this that's surrounding a muscle fiber. So if you will kind of shade that in green. And again, if we wanted to get real fancy, we could go over here to these muscle fibers and color those in as well. But this is the endomysium, so it's all the way on the inside basically, and it's going to surround a muscle fiber. Okay? The next thing is something called the paramysium. Again, another connective tissue layer, and it is going to surround your fascicles. So you need a blue for this one. Okay, so remember this yellow thing, or all these little these fascicles. So we are going to do everything that's in between the fascicles here, that's surrounding it. We are going to do it in blue. So again, hopefully yours looks a little bit better than mine, but who knows? You could even color this area here, since this whole thing is a fascicle and it technically surrounds the fascicle. You could even color it just like that. So anyway, that is your paramycium, so that is blue. Okay, and then the last thing is your epimycium, which we are going to do orange. Again, think of this like epidermis. It's on the very outside. So let me get an orange here. And then it is all of this. And don't go too far down, because that'll be our last thing. But if you will just shade this in. I don't know if you guys can hear, but my dog is crying in the background. She wants to go outside, but it's too cold for me. Alright, so that is your epimycium. So again, that just surrounds the whole muscle. Okay? And then the last thing I want you guys to color is a tendon. If you remember, tendons connect bone to muscle. So we are going to color it red. And it is just this little piece right here. So that is your tendon. You're going to color it red. Okay? So again, going smallest to largest, we have a muscle fiber here on the right. We group a bunch of those together, and you get one fascicle. So here's a fascicle, here's one, and then all those together make up this whole muscle. And then that is attached to the bone by a tendon. Okay, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Be sure this goes in your notebook. Check the table of contents on the board so that way you know kind of the order and where you should put things. If you were planning to retake the skeletal system and joints test, I know we originally said that was going to be on Wednesday, but since I am not there and we missed a day, let's push it to Thursday. So Thursday at lunch, either 5A or 5B, please plan to come in and take that. All right, but be sure you have all this stuff done and y'all clean up after yourselves. Don't leave stuff on the tables, and hopefully y'all are behaving and being good. And I will see you guys tomorrow.